got to be honest, going into the game last night, I was still livid. I was still really fed up with the result at Sheffield United, the overall performance. I mean, I've seen us get beat by teams, I've seen us lose games, but the manner in which we lost that really got under my skin. I was really fed up about it. And with the results following it, whether it be good for us or not, it kind of gave me a little bit of hope, because I am the eternal optimist. It kind of gave me a little bit of hope that it might just be one of those freak results because of coming back after lockdown. You know, let's be honest, didn't see the scum up the road beating Wolves, to be honest with you. I didn't see West Ham beating Chelsea. I didn't see Southampton beating Man City. I didn't see Man City beating Liverpool. You know, so, you know, I didn't see Burnley drawing with Sheffield United. So, you know, I kind of thought to myself, well, you know, maybe, just maybe, some of them results are fluke results, given the situation as it is, and there is still hope that we could turn in a performance and start to look more like the team that I want us to be. But I have to say, right, let's take this first, right? A win's a win. 3 points is 3 points. Puts us back a lot closer to the scum than we were, provided they don't go on and win their next game. But it puts us closer. So you've got to be grateful for that, right? You've got to be grateful for that, because you want the 3 points, you want to keep going. And, you know, if we were to go through a whole campaign playing like that and winning and manage to win something, would you be grateful? Yeah, of course you would, because you'd take the silverware, you'd take the platitudes and everything that kind of goes with being successful. But I have said it before, for me, a lot of it is about entertainment and about enjoyment of the game and all that. But listen, that aside, but that performance last night was not that. That performance last night was not a solid 1-0 win that, you know, you could kind of go, well, it was dull, but you know, it was one of those where you ground out the result. That was just another appalling performance. You know, if it wasn't for Keane, you know, running across, that ball would have gone wide, would have been 0-0, and that would have been it. You know, it would have been another, you know, 1 point getting us nowhere kind of situation. So, you know, and I know we could all say that, you know, what ifs, but for me that game really stank of mid-table mediocrity, you know, from both teams. You know, Everton are better than that as well. You know, they played poorly. They really didn't put us under any real pressure. You know, even though I'm sitting there half the time like this, you know, getting the ump and worrying that, you know, they were gonna get one of them balls into the box correct and just, you know, nick the goal, and then we would be in all sorts of trouble, because I don't think we had an answer for it. You know, we looked so disjointed as a team. We just don't seem to have any kind of, well, there's no flair in the middle. There's no one kind of grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and running at people and trying to turn them, and, you know, or anything from that. There's no creativity in there at all. It's so flat. You know, the amount of times I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, yeah, turn and go at them, you know, and all you're getting is that nice little lay back, go across, a little bit forward, go back again, then forward, then back, then sideways, then back. You know, yeah, okay, you're keeping possession, but how dull is that? It was awful. The amount of time I know I call him out all the time, but the amount of times I've seen Aurier launch himself across the pitch to make a tackle, and I just think, mate, you get that wrong, they're in behind you, and you're on the floor rolling around like a silly man. What's the point? You know, you've got to do better than that. And again, did you see him put any crosses in? Any crosses? Anything? Was there anything even looking like a cross? Was there anything that even looked like he attempted to make a cross? You know, I'm just lost with it. There is just nothing. It's almost like we're just trying to play it out and get to the end of the season, you know. But there is an opportunity here to, you know, to still get into the Europa League, which I know lots of fans turn their nose up, but it's silverware. It's a competition that you should be thinking about winning. You know, we all talk about winning an FA Cup, and I love winning an FA Cup, you know, but the Europa League is the same. It's a silverware. It's a winnable competition. We should be able to go on and win that. With the squad that we've got, we should be able to go on and win it. So why are we not trying to get ourselves into that position? Why are we not trying to keep it going? Because until it's mathematically impossible, you have to still think it's possible. But it seems to me the players don't think anything's possible. They don't think it's even possible to get the ball into the other team's box. It was just poor. And I don't know whether Mourinho's thinking to himself, you know what, get to the end of the season, then I'll have a big clear out and start again, which is probably what he needs, to be honest. That's how he's feeling now. I've always been, you know, supportive of players, and I think you should support players when they play for your team. But for me, that was just drab. You know, I don't know. I don't really know what you can say about it. I think the highlight of the whole game was seeing Hugo and Sonny have a go at each other, and then coming out having a big cuddle. I think that's the highlight of the game for me. I don't think anything really happened in it that was worth even talking about. You know, I just think we're going through the motions, and it's just not good enough. It's not what we expect. It's not what Tottenham fans want. You know, it is just almost mid-table mediocrity at its finest. It's what you would expect to see from, I don't know, Stoke versus, I don't know, anyone. You know, that kind of, you know, played out for you know, I don't know, just rambling now. Because I'm just so disappointed with it all. And I don't think anyone's team's playing particularly well. Like I say, you know, games are going against teams that you wouldn't expect it to. But, you know, somehow, somewhere, the same teams will always pull a rabbit out of the hat and, you know, get something. They'll reach the Champions League, or they'll reach the Europa League, or whatever. And like they said, you know, if we don't get Europe this year, you know, that's a 10-year spell gone. You know, and how long is it going to take to rebuild that impetus? How long is it going to take to get us back to where we need to be? Because, you know, we've seen it all too often with teams that fall out of these competitions, you know, and then can't get themselves anywhere back near it. So it's dark days again. You know, being a Tottenham fan's never easy, is it? up to Spurs.